Well, hello and welcome. We're going to do my little weekly wrap up and a little bit of look forward to week 2. Hey, you guys did a great job in the threaded discussions this week. I found it interesting. I didn't put any no word count, and I got some of the longest discussions like ever. So maybe I'll do that in the future. No word count required. Just kind of leave it blank. No, but you guys did a really, really great job on that. The whole purpose of that threaded discussion is really, again, get you to think about keeping somewhat informed about your profession and knowing the trends that are going on. I don't want any of us, me, you, anybody in the profession to get blindsided by trends and changes of that are happening. I do think there are techs out there on nuke med, radiation therapy, RAD techs, who this is happening to, that they're not seeing kind of the writing on the wall. And I agree with Lori in that, it's just too busy. It's too hard sometimes to keep track. The last thing you want to do when you leave work is to learn about the newest imaging modality. And I'm totally with you there. So I kind of force myself by having various, periodicals, magazines sent to me, about 4 of them. Plus I'm involved in LinkedIn and other, I get other newsletters that are sent to me through other organizations, that I kind of force myself just to kind of go through it a little bit. And that keeps me, by the end of the month, I probably spent a couple of hours total kind of looking at the trends and what's going on within the industry. For example, a couple of months ago in Imaging Economics, the magazine that I suggest that you at least subscribe to, it's free, in Imaging Economics, they talked about the bariatric market and how that is literally growing. Of course, our patients are growing in size. And I was thinking, what would that mean? Well, for the manager, it means, if you got a MRI equipment or CT equipment coming off of lease, and you may be looking at getting a larger bore scanner, something that can handle bigger capacities. We saw it all the time where we couldn't get people to fit in the scanner. At the facility I was at, we actually did have a big bore scanner that we could send them to. It was on the other side of the building. Aaron, you're aware of it. It is a nightmare to use, by the way, but we were able to tap into that market by having that larger scanner. But that made me think too, not only as a manager, what you need to do, be proactive on changes within your patient demographic, but if you were, let's say, maybe you're not interested in the management piece of it, you are interested in keeping your job, and you're interested in moving your profession and being involved in patient care and want to be on the forefront of that. Maybe you want to be cross-trained on that large bore scanner, knowing that that could be a skill that could be translated to your benefit. So that's the whole reason for that little exercise this week. Try to force yourself just to look at something every week or so, to keep your head above what's going on, so you got a good survey of what's happening within the profession. Again, Janice, I thought you had really great looking at the RAD imaging. I've known about that site for a while, and it was nice to revisit it. Very bare bones, but hey, it is a good site to bookmark. So you guys do check that one out. And Aaron, with RAD rounds, that's a good one to belong to as well. So kind of a nice, almost like a bulletin board approach with a lot of different stuff on there. There's a ton of links. I'll send you some links in the course news as well, kind of links that we used in the very beginning. I'm always kind of updating, finding new stuff, putting it in there. So I'll share that with you as well. Again, sites that you may want to just... You don't need to have 20 of them bookmarked, but if you have, 3 or 4 or 5 bookmarked that you just kind of eventually kind of peruse, that will help. I think the LinkedIn exercise next week will help as well. So, and again, we'll see that in week 2 with the LinkedIn exercise. And then, Erica, you do the Philips sites and GE, folks. Check out that one. I love the GE scanners. That's just selfishness. They say they're dumbed down, but hey, last thing I want is something complex when you have a high acuity situation, give me dumbed down, and they work, they're workhorses, and it's proven that they're the kind of the leaders in the industry. So check out GE, Siemens, Philips, Toshiba. Anybody that makes medical equipment is usually going to have some sort of news section to keep track of stuff. So excellent conversations this week on that. Thank you very much for that. Next week, for the discussions, what we're going to do is, I'm looking at my notes here, I'm going to send you a WUFU survey, so please fill it out. We'll choose from 3 different topics to talk about for next week. So please check out that WUFU and give me some guidance on what we want to talk about. Just to kind of recap, of course, for this week, make sure you get your paper done by Sunday at midnight. And then weeks 2 and 3 are pretty much, that's going to be, weeks 2, 3, and 4 are kind of your busy time. You could blow off week 2 because it's not that major, but the paper for the case study is due in week 3. So if you work on it in week 2, it's kind of my plan. We're not really doing a lot of work that's due in week 2. That allows you time to work on your paper in week 2. You'll be able to work on it in week 3. At the end of week 3, that case study paper is due. And then you have 1 week to produce your presentation to the board of the hospital system. Now, let me just talk a little bit about the paper. This case study paper is probably like nothing you've done before, because everything you've always done is kind of APA format and very regimented. We're just going to kind of take the parameters away from that, because in the real world, APA is not the driving factor unless you're doing some sort of peer-reviewed academic piece. Really think about this as if your boss asked you to make a presentation. Tell me what you think is best and write it on a piece of paper. So you want to tell him, you want to persuade him to your point, and you want to make it so it's not completely dry and boring. Maybe put some pictures in there, images that are appropriate to whatever you're supporting, maybe some graphs. You do need some supporting facts, not just I feel because, I feel this way, but why and what supports, what you want to do. So, if you're going after the bariatric market, why, here are the trends that are happening. If you're going after women's health imaging or whatever, those should be some data you could lay your hands on relatively easily, and do cite that part of it, though, just so we know where that information came from. And there is a page count. So the page count is the actual amount of text that you write, so not including your images. So what you want to do is write your paper, then make it all pretty. You can do cool fonts, colors, whatever you want to do. Make it fun. So as fun as a paper can be, writing a paper. So I was talking to Erica quite a while ago about this paper, and I told her, think of it like a magazine, sort of kind of magazine layout, kind of snappy, maybe with some cool pictures and graphics in there. So if you need any inspiration, just go to that Imaging Economics and kind of flip through some of their articles. I think that can kind of help you feel how maybe it should look. Okay, and then with the presentation that is in week 4, we're going to do, I know I mentioned VoiceThread on our introduction video. Well, I have been going back and forth on VoiceThread with my folks here in our distance education department about how that really is like nothing that is used in real life. And it isn't. It's not like anything used in the corporate training world. It's not like anything used that, like I'm using right now to produce this video, it's kind of strange. It's good for group projects, but if you're doing a group presentation, but that's about it. And I would even argue that it's kind of antiquated for that. So we are kind of making a big shift here, and we might even be dropping it. This has happened in the past couple weeks. Trust me on this one, that we might even be dropping VoiceThread, but in favor of a product that looks really clean, super easy to use, and that's called MoveNote. So we would like you to produce your presentations in MoveNote. Erica, don't freak out. You continue to do it with what you are doing. Guys, just so you know, Erica's having a baby like either this week or next week, and she's kind of banking time a little bit ahead. So she's been really working her tail off over, I don't know, quite a few months, because her baby is due. I think you're scheduled for next week. Is it the 4th of July week or not? But so as you guys know too, Erica may disappear at any minute from our little group here while she has her baby and, kind of rests. And hopefully, Erica, you can come back for the final 2 weeks of the course and participate in those discussions. So I asked her if it was okay for me to share that with the group, and she said, yeah, that's fine. So Erica, you keep on doing what you're doing if you want. I will, if you want to use MoveNote, you can. If you want to continue with VoiceThread, this is for Erica only, please continue with VoiceThread. I'll give you some instructions on MoveNote next week, but if you want to just check it out, I mean, they've got you can make a pretty good app, a pretty good presentation with the iPhone app. I mean, it is that cool. If you got the iPhone 4S with the camera on it, they've got Android app as well. They've got iPad app, and then it's also laptop based on a website. So just Google MoveNote, and then if you go to the App Store, just Google MoveNote. Play with it. Very, very cool. Super easy to use. So we will be using MoveNote for our final board presentation. And that's pretty much it, guys. Again, sorry to be so long as always, but I just want to make sure the importance of week 3 and 4, that you really don't kind of blow off week 2. I mean, you could, but it's going to make a painful week 3 and 4 for you. So please use week 2. Week 2 is going to not doing much in week 2. So use that time to write the paper. And then I'll have some videos on MoveNote if you guys even want to start getting, if you get your paper done early, you can start working on that, the MoveNote presentation to the board of directors for that. If you have any questions about any of this, let me know. Again, Erica's been kind of banking time, so she's sort of been working a little bit ahead of you guys. So she's kind of worked out some of the bugs and kinks on some of the stuff we've been doing. So hopefully it's not too questionable. But again, always let me know. You know how to get a hold of me. I'm just checking my notes here. I think that covers it for this week. Again, any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. And as always, thank you for watching.